Chapter 10. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot on the earth. And he cried with a loud voice, and when a lion roareth, and when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and sware by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things that therein are, and the sea and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go, and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel, and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it, and eat it up. And it shall make thy belly bitter, and it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Chapter 10. John sees another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed in a cloud, rainbow upon his head. Rainbow was a sign of a covenant, right? So this is an angel with a sign of a covenant as part of his appearance. His face was as it were the sun, so very bright, shiny. Okay, somebody who was very worthy, very, very good to look upon. His feet were as pillars of fire. Pillars of fire would be strong. Pillars of fire would be cleansing. There are all kinds of analogies that you can take, but we really don't know what John saw, so it's hard to guesstimate what he's trying to mean. Some of them are fairly simple, like the rainbow as a covenant. Others, very difficult. He had in his hand a little book. A little book usually is a record of something. He had his 1 foot on the sea, 1 foot on the earth. That would be a symbol that what he was going to do would affect the entire earth. And he cried with a loud voice as when a lion roars. A lion roars, it's a deep, powerful roar that goes a long way and is heard by everything around. So, 7 thunders uttered their voices. What does that mean? It means that 7 would be complete. So this would have thundered over all of the earth. Okay? If you were thinking there were going to be 7 thunders, boom, 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 whatever. No, that's not how it was. 7 is the Jewish symbol for complete. So the complete thunders, the only thing would normally be, it would have been heard all over the world. It was deep and loud and long. And when the 7 thunders, when he had heard the voices, he was about to write it down and was told not to. The apostles always, and prophets, many of them, were told things that they were not supposed to share, that they received basically as witnesses to themselves, to give them courage, to help them understand that there was a lot that Heavenly Father knew that they were not supposed to share with people, because the vast majority of people wouldn't know what to do with it, wouldn't know how to handle it. And it wouldn't do them any good. Just like sign seekers, people, the Hebrew people, Jewish people were always saying, show us a sign, show us a sign. But even when they had things that they saw, they weren't obedient. It didn't help them any. And so a lot of times Heavenly Father knows that telling us certain things or showing us certain things is not going to be for our benefit. It would condemn us if we saw it and we didn't follow up honorably with what we saw and came to know. He would rather we have our free agency to choose righteously because we wanted to, rather than because we really didn't have any choice. And basically he sware, verse 6, he sware by him that liveth forever and ever, so by God, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things that are there, okay, that there should be time no longer. In other words, this was going to be the end of the earth's time. Time would end, and we would go back to eternity again, because before we had the measure of time that this earth is created for, we had eternal existence, which was existence with God, where there was no time. Time didn't matter, it didn't exist. We're going to go back to that situation again. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God shall be finished. Not the mystery of God so much as the knowledge of God. That's not really the right word. I'm trying for something here. The fact that man doesn't know God will end. All men will know that there is a God, and that he rules the earth, and that he's in charge, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. Yes, it is not a fairy tale, folks. There is a God, and he is real. And the voice which I heard from him spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel, which we believe actually was an assignment to John. He gets the book, and he is told, take it and eat it up. In other words, incorporate it as part of you. It's something you're going to take. It shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. A lot of times when we want something, when we first get it, it's great. We feel fabulous that we've got it. But once we're committed to it and we can't get out of it, all of a sudden we realize that it's a lot more complicated than what we thought it was. And maybe what this means, this is a guess, maybe what this means is that John had a challenge. He took the book, verse 10, I took the little book out of the angel's hand and I ate it up. I took the assignment. And I was glad I got it. But as soon as I had taken it, I realized that it would be spiritually and emotionally, maybe even physically, very hard to do, which would be a reasonable description of what bitter in the belly would mean. And then it said in verse 11, And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Maybe that was what was in the book.